Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today is lecture 13th of the Artificial Intelligence course. In this lecture, the basic design for a knowledge-based agent will be introduced. In the previous lectures, we have covered informed and uninformed search strategies. The purpose of these searching techniques is to find a path to a desired goal state from all possible states. In the today's lecture, we'll introduce the basic concept of a knowledge-based agent. Its architecture will be discussed and followed by operations of a knowledge-based agent will be covered. Okay, so what is an agent? An agent is anything that can perceive its environment through sensors and acts upon that environment through effectors. Sensor is a device which detects the change in the environment and sends the information to other electronic devices. An agent observes its environment through sensors. That is, if there is some changes occur in the environment, the agent will detect that changes through its sensor. And effectors are the devices which affect the environment. That is, effectors are used to perform some action. Effectors can be legs, wheels, arms, fingers, wings, and it may be a display screen. We can say that a human is an agent that have sensory organs such as eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and other organs such as hands, legs, mouth as an effectors. A robotic agent replaces cameras and infrared range finders for the sensors and various motors and actuators for effectors. Similarly, we can say a software agent or software board has encoded bit strings as its programs and actions. So the code in the soft board acts like a sensor and the actions are the display screen of that soft board acts as an effector. So we can say that an intelligent agent is one that is capable of flexible autonomous action in order to meet its design objectives, where flexible means three things: reactivity. Intelligent agents are able to perceive their environment and respond in a timely fashion to changes that occur in it in order to satisfy their design objectives. An agent must be proactive. So another objective is proactiveness. Intelligence agents are able to exhibit goal-directed behavior by taking the initiative in order to satisfy their design objectives. Social ability. The intelligent agents are capable of interacting with other agents and through and it is also possible that they interact with humans in order to satisfy their design objectives. So we can say that intelligent agent may learn from the environment to achieve their goals. A simple example of an agent is in a physical environment is a thermostat for a heater. The thermostat receives input from a sensor which is embedded in the environment to detect the temperature. Two states, temperature too cold and temperature okay, are possible. Each state has an associated action. If the temperature is too cold, then turn the heating on. And if the temperature is okay, then turn the heating off. So this is a simple intelligent agent. However, now there are smart thermostats available that, like other smart devices, allow you to remotely control your home's temperature via mobile or internet connected devices. So what is relation between knowledge and intelligence? Knowledge of a real world plays a vital role in intelligence, and same for creating artificial intelligence. Knowledge plays an important role in demonstrating intelligent behavior in artificial intelligence agents. An agent is only able to accurately act on some input when it has some knowledge or experience about that input. Let's suppose if you meet a person who is speaking in French or in any language which you don't know, then how will you be able to act on that? The same thing applies to an intelligent agent. If the knowledge is not present to the agent, he will not be able to act. It can be seen in the diagram that by sensing the environment and using the knowledge, the decision is made and finally the action is performed. But if the knowledge part will not be present there, then it cannot display intelligent behavior. So we can say that an intelligent agent needs knowledge about the real world for taking decisions and reasoning to act efficiently. Knowledge is the basic element for a human brain to know and understand things logically. As a person, we can say that a person is knowledgeable about something if he's able to do that thing in a better way. Similarly, in artificial intelligence, we need to copy that element in the agent, and such agent will be known as knowledge-based agent. A knowledge-based agent includes a knowledge base, like human has their brain, our memory, and the agent must have an inference system. So what is knowledge base? A knowledge base is a central component of a knowledge base agent. It is a collection of sentences expressed in a language which is called a knowledge representation language. The knowledge base of a knowledge base agent stores facts about the world. As we have all the information stored in our memory, the knowledge base will store those information about the world. And what is inference? Inference engine or inference system? It is a domain independent algorithm, or you can say it is a component of a system that applies logical rules to the knowledge base to derive some new information. A knowledge base agent must be able to do the following. An agent should be able to represent states, actions. An agent must be able to incorporate new percepts. It is actually the inference, which means to generate and derive a new sentence from the old. So by doing inferencing or reasoning, new sentences will be derived by the agent. An agent can update the internal representation of the world with new information as it's received from the world. Whenever the system receives new information, it must update the internal representation of the world. An agent can deduce the internal representation of the world. Deduce means that it can derive, it can conclude from those information. An agent can deduce the appropriate action based on the knowledge it received from the information, from the environment. Okay, let me show you the architecture of the knowledge-based agent. This diagram is representing a generalized architecture for a knowledge-based agent. The dotted line is the knowledge-based agent. The knowledge-based agent take input from the environment by perceiving the environment. The input is taken by the inference engine of the agent, which is also communicated with the knowledge base to decide as per the knowledge stored in the knowledge base. Means that it receives inputs from the environment. The environments are entered into the inference engine, and inference engine with the help of knowledge base will deduce or will derive some output or new information. The learning element of the knowledge base agent regularly updates the knowledge base by learning new knowledge. There are mainly two approaches to build a knowledge base agent. The declarative approach, we can create a knowledge base agent by starting with an empty knowledge base and telling the agent all the sentences with which we want to start. This approach is called declarative approach. We need to tell to the system and the system will ask from the knowledge base. So these are the two procedures that will be included in the declarative approach. Another one is procedural approach. In the procedural approach, we directly encode desired behavior as a program code, which means we just need to write a program that already encodes the desired behavior of an agent. There must be a way to add new sentences to the knowledge base and a way to query what is known. So following are the three operations which are performed by knowledge base agent in order to show the intelligent behavior. Tell. This operation tells the knowledge base what it perceives from the environment, what new information it has received from the environment through its sensors. It will give this information to the knowledge base and it will ask that what operation should the knowledge base suggest it based on these information. It will accordingly perform the action suggested by the knowledge base. This is the structure like outline of a knowledge base agent, or you can say it is an algorithm of a knowledge base agent. It takes a percept as input and returns an action. Percept, what is percept? Percept is any information that, any facts that the agent sends through its sensors. So the agent maintains a knowledge base which may initially contain some background knowledge. It may be empty or it may contain some information related to the environment or to the problem. Each time the agent program is called, it does two things. First, it tells the knowledge base what it has perceived, and second, it asks the knowledge base what action it should perform. In the process of answering this query, logical reasoning is used to prove which action is better than all others, given what the agent knows and what are its goals. The agent then performs the chosen action. Well, so what is the logic? We are talking about knowledge-based agent, and we discussed the tell and ask um, operation. So what is the knowledge? Logic. What is logic? Logic is the key behind any knowledge. It allows a person to filter the necessary information from the bulk and draw a conclusion. As a human speaks or talk, there are a lot of information in its mind, in his or her mind. But an agent, but we cannot express all those information to the agent. So we need some logic, and that logic will filter the necessary information only. In artificial intelligence, the representation of knowledge is done through logic. There are three main components of a logic. Syntax, as we have already familiar with syntax of programming language, the syntax are the rules for constructing legal sentences in the logic. These are some grammatical way of writing the sentences. It also shows that which symbols we can use in this logic, how we are allowed to combine symbols, etc. So these all will make a syntax. Semantics. Semantics is the meaning of a logic, how we interpret or read a sentence in the logic. Assigning, so some semantics actually assign a meaning to each sentence. And inference or reasoning are the two terms that are used. Generally, these cover this is actually a process by which conclusions are derived. So mean that through inferencing mechanism, an agent will be able to derive some conclusions. So this must be a part of logic. Now, what is knowledge representation? Humans are best at understanding, reasoning, and interpreting knowledge. Human knows things which is knowledge, and as per their knowledge, they perform various actions in the world. But how machines do all these things comes under knowledge representation and reasoning. So we can describe knowledge representation as knowledge representation and reasoning is the part of artificial intelligence which concern with artificial intelligent agents or intelligent agents thinking and how thinking contributes to their behavior. It is responsible for representing information about the real world so that a computer can understand and can utilize this knowledge to solve any complex real world problem, such as diagnosing a medical condition or communicating with humans in natural language. It is also a way which describes how we can represent knowledge in artificial intelligence. Knowledge representation is not just storing data into some databases, but it is actually enable it is actually to enable an intelligent machine to learn from that knowledge and experiences so that it can behave intelligently like a human. There are mainly four ways of knowledge representation, which are as follows. Logic. The first one is logical representation. Logical representation is again of two types. Logic may be propositional logic and or it may be predicate logic, also known as first order logic. The second one is semantic network representation. Knowledge can be represented in a semantic network. Another representation is of frame, and knowledge can also be represented in a rule-based order. Let's consider some examples that how these systems are implemented. Virtual assistant Siri, smart textbook, Inquire, and computational knowledge engine Wolfram Alpha. For each system, we look at what knowledge must it represent, what reasoning they are doing, and what would it take to extend it. Siri. The students are suggested to see the demo at the following link. Siri is an Apple's voice controlled uh, are intelligently controlled, or it is you can say it is an intelligent personal assistant. The idea is that you talk to her as you talk to your friend, and its aim is to help you get things done, whether that be making a dinner reservation or sending a message. If you ask Siri about weather, it will give you a short summary of the weather forecast where you are located. Siri has more data and learning ability behind it, and it continues to learn and grow. It can use different sources to collect information to give you to solve your query or to give you an answer. These sources may be internet and some other links. Inquire. Inquire is a prototype of an intelligent textbook that answers students' questions and improves their understanding. It combines the popular Campbell biology textbook with a knowledge representation and reasoning system that answers students' questions about the material. Students ask different questions about biology, and it searches through that textbook and gives answer. The students are the students need to answer of the following questions about Wolfram Alpha. So they need to know about it themselves and write the answers of the questions. These are some more questions, general questions that need to be answered by the student. Thank you.